Very, very good question. Love the question. And in fact, it's one of the things that the World Rugby have promoted and rolled out over the last 12 to 15 months, and that's called Get Into Rugby. It's a sensational program that's been going gangbusters around the world. If I can use Tonga as the example, they went from 365 girls and boys under the age of 17 and 16 playing rugby to just over 7,000 within 12 months by a good program. Now, we've got to be logical. We haven't got that many people here to access. But yes, part of the strategic plan, and I'm glad you brought it up, will indeed have a component in participation where we will be looking at delivering the GIR to more places than what's been delivered at the moment. And at the moment, it's basically, we've run a couple of promotions. They've worked okay, and in the new year we'll be ready to really kick in. So yes, GIR, participation, certainly, not a problem.
So we're a little bit behind because the whole GIR focus was basically when we launched the school sevens. However, as we were working on the GIR, the Department of Education cut off rugby, cut off soccer, cut off all these other sports. So, and we even got the warning that we were not to approach any school director. So that was part of the reason we fell behind. And we really didn't have a backup plan, and this is a lesson learned for us. We didn't have a backup plan that now we're looking at the possibility of following the lead of the FFA by abandoning government schools and go to private schools. So we're probably going to follow up on that lead, approaching the private schools if they would embrace the IIII program. Now the second level of that change of thinking is to go to the churches. And I think that might be the most viable alternative for fully developing the GIR and the approach to bringing in the populations. The reason why I was thinking along those lines, as you well know, in the past, the Congregational Christian Church of American Samoa ran their own sevens. They used to run their own sevens every year, and I think that ran for almost 10 years. Some of you may have been exposed to that, some of you may have had something to do with that. But they, because of the eligible rugby players, when they went to the seminaries, so when they came to their parishes, they introduced sevens as a game. Unfortunately, they lost interest because they did not have sponsorship. And I think this is where the union can come in. So yes, there are alternatives where we can take it to under the umbrella of the GIR program. Mr. Cook was also advised yesterday that Mr. Bill Young is still the international registered agent for touch rugby. So before yesterday's meeting, Billy and I had a discussion about marrying GIR and touch rugby. And maybe that program and our GIR can come together and begin to expand the rugby beyond schools and the community. How do we fashion those communities? We don't know yet. But those are the three different areas where we're looking to go. Because I think we're going to continue to have issues with the school. I was trying to get a meeting between Mr. Cook and myself and the school administration for sports. It just downright turned us down. They don't want to talk to residents. So that gives you an indication of the resistance to the work we're getting from the school system, the public school system. We don't know what the effects will be, with private schools, but that is definitely going to have to be an alternative for us. But as part of the strategic plan, I think For me, let me put a couple of ideas on the table, then you can all just kind of jump on it and expand on it, expound or whatever. But the idea that I think we ought to highlight in our efforts to promote and expand rugby in our own country, in our own territory, is that it be associated with education and health development. So I think a single focus to just developing rugby as a sport is not going to be received very well. So I think developing the sport so that there is some real values to our community that we can promote, values in education. What kinds of things do we teach? What kinds of things do we teach the young people that are coming into rugby? It's a form of education because we do educate them about some very important values in life, which are also core values of IRB: integrity, discipline. These are things that are taught as part of the game of rugby. And I think if we learn, or at least make it part of our strategy, that we promote the game, the sport of rugby, as a vehicle of educating young people that come into our sport, or providing to them a platform for developing their health, fitness, training, the value in training. There again, self-discipline and the integrity of self-discipline. So those are I think the two areas that I would like to put on the table as goals, strategic goals for us to work towards. And hopefully that there are other ideas that you have that you can then begin to put into the strategy of where we are and where we want to go along those lines. From your perspective.